Yeah, on to other news. Amazon will pause construction on its second headquarters in Virginia. They have built part of it. The first phase will still open in June with 8,000 employees, but it's after they cut 18,000 jobs 2 months after. Reminder, Amazon selected Arlington, Virginia and Long Island City in New York as the cities for its New York headquarters, but later scrapped New York City due to pushback from the community, including Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, AOC, resisted the idea at the time and took to Twitter to say the pause confirms the pushback was justified, saying, "We protected New Yorkers from a scam deal to drain public dollars from schools and infrastructure in exchange for empty promises of, quote, Amazon jobs with zero guarantees or guardrails." Well, you made some predictions on this topic in 2018 on CNBC. Let's listen.
I've been on the board of a dozen private and public companies who all talk about a second headquarters, and it always ends up one place where the CEO wants to spend more time. The new headquarters are going to be in the metro area of New York or D.C., because that's where a 53-year-old man worth $105 billion wants to spend more time. Some of these other cities, it's ridiculous that they even entertain the notion and have them spend so much time trying to produce a term sheet that they will then go again and get someone else to match.
Well, there you go, Scott. You were correct.
Well, I was wrong. It was both.
Both,
I was running around on Fox Never saying it's going to be D.C. or New York because that's where he has homes. And I was wrong. They picked both.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, he didn't ever go to New York. He never went to New York, actually.
Well, then they announced it, and then New York said, sorry, girlfriend, not here.
Yeah. So do you think she was right? I think she was right. So they did whatever that was good for them.
This was, in my view,
such
an incredibly poor reflection on the character of the board of directors of Amazon. To engage in this fraudulent ruse circus to get Phoenix and Columbus, Ohio to spend money and time,
food and shit,
and believe that they had any shot that, and what we forget is that we always think about these things through the lens of shareholder value and business. They're people. And a guy who's 53 and worth $100 billion, he's not going to spend 6 days, much less 6 weeks a year in Columbus, Ohio.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't have to. And he bought homes. He bought this big fat home in Kalorama and then another home on the Upper East Side. And it was just so obvious. These are where the headquarters are going to go. And
although he might buy the Commanders, so he might be in D.C. a lot more, by the way.
So they just created, and the board knew about it. And rather than saying, well, maybe we should be letting these cities who are underfunded and have a limited amount of attention and time, let them focus on schools and crime. Instead, we're going to lie to them every day and pretend that, oh, yeah, no, you have a shot, Columbus, Ohio. Just let's whip it up into a frenzy. And you know what they did? They took the best term sheet. And they went to New York and they went to D.C. and said, all you have to do is match it, and we're here, which is impossible. It was nothing but an elegant gamification resulting in a transfer of time and resources from cities to the two that they had already decided they were going to. It reflects really poorly on the board that they let Jeff Bezos engage in this midlife crisis ruse at the expense of local municipalities.
It reflects well on AOC, who wasn't having any of it. Anyway.
Whatever AOC did with respect to helping to ensure that Amazon didn't take advantage in that region, it was really a fraction of what State Senator Michael Gianaris did. He was the one that was out in front on this.
He was, I think they have to. You can't just get freebies for these billionaires. That's, I think, my issue was that. Anyway,